review of the ThermoWorks Thermapen MK4 versus the ThermaPop, also offered by ThermoWorks. Both are thermocouples. The Thermapen MK4 retails for around $99, and the ThermaPop is a wonderful bargain at $29. So we'll jump into the comparison between the features. The Thermapen is waterproof, whereas the ThermaPop is just splash proof. You have an automatic on feature on the Thermapen, where if the Thermapen is open and then you touch it and pick it up, it comes on and then it shuts off by itself, along with an automatic light. Whereas the ThermaPop, you do have to turn it on like this, and then you've got a light, but you've got to turn the light on versus it being automatic for the Thermapen. The Thermapen is also auto rotates, and you can set a decimal place if you like. I've got mine set up to where you don't see the decimal place. And then for the ThermaPop, in order to rotate, there's a button on the back and it spins around. You just set it for whatever direction that you like it to be. You also have an auto shut off with the ThermaPop. I think it's like 10 minutes before it automatically shuts itself off, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. And on the Thermapen, it just shuts off on its own after a while when you stop touching it, which doesn't take very long at all, and then you can shut it off completely like that. Both are great thermometers. We're also going to do a speed test between the two, which this little $29 ThermoPop does a surprisingly good job. So let's jump over and see how it does. So we've got the Thermapen and the ThermaPop that we're going to do a speed test for. The Thermapen has a tendency to jump back to the correct temperature a little faster, particularly at air temperatures. I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that the thermocouple is a lot smaller or the Thermapen's just that much more sensitive. But we're going to jump back and forth between the ice and the boiling water. We're in Atlanta. Boiling here runs around 211, 210 degrees. So that's why neither one of them is going to get up to it, but that's just because we're at around 1,000 feet. So we'll jump back and forth and see how they do. Once we get a little closer, we'll do it a couple of times because the ThermoPop's just going to take a little while to get up to temp. But here we go. Ready? We're there on the Thermapen. We're there on the pop. We're there on the Thermapen. We're there on the pop. We're there on the Thermapen. We're there on the pop. There on the Thermapen. Oh, that's hot. There on the pop. There on the Thermapen. And there on the pop. There on the Thermapen. And there on the pop. So it's right behind it, just a fraction of a second or two short to get to temp from boiling to freezing. But as you can see, they're both pretty quick. So for $29 versus the $100 for the Thermapen, it's probably worth having in the kitchen.